Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Busan isn't waiting for 2030 or 2035 to show how it's changing. 2026 is already shaping up to be a year where many long-term plans start having real, visible effects on daily life, tourism, work, and the city's identity. From international tourism growth to big infrastructure and cultural projects, Busan is transitioning from a regional city to something far more global, and you can already see parts of that transformation happening. In this video, we'll go through what to expect in 2026, including projects under construction, new experiences for locals and visitors, and real growth targets backed by data and city plans. Let's get into it. Tourism is growing fast, and the city is planning for 5 million visitors by 2028. In 2025, Busan reached a milestone. The number of foreign visitors surpassed 3 million, a record since detailed tourism statistics began. That's a 23% increase year over year and the highest growth rate among Korean cities. Rather than slowing down in 2026, Busan has already set new goals, aiming for 5 million foreign tourists and 1.5 trillion won in foreign tourist spending by 2028 through expanded infrastructure, cultural content, and global marketing. That means you'll see more cruise arrivals, expanded flight routes at Gimhae Airport, and a push toward themed tourism zones, from marine leisure to cultural trails throughout the city. Night tourism is becoming a real part of Busan's identity. Busan isn't just open for daytime beach trips. The city is actively building a nighttime tourism ecosystem starting in 2026 that specifically works on expanded night markets, lit walking zones by the water, more evening performances scheduled beyond the typical festival season, and guided themed tours that run past sunset. This push toward multi-layered tourism experiences reflects a broader strategy to attract longer stays and avoid heavy crowding concentrated in just a few hours of the day. The metro is expanding, and travel will feel easier. One project expected to open in 2026 is the Yangsan Metro Line extension, which connects Busan Metro Line 2 to Yangsan, linking Nopo and Bukjeong with new stations and smoother transfers for people living north of Busan. For commuters and tourists alike, this means faster access from the north, fewer taxi trips, and better movement between residential areas and central Busan. It's not a flashy new line, but it will make a measurable difference in how people move around the city. Waterfront redevelopment, especially around Northport, begins to feel like everyday space. One of the most ambitious plans in Busan is the Northport Redevelopment Project, a multi-billion-dollar effort to transform former port industrial land into a mixed-use area with parks, cultural spaces, marinas, and connections to the sea. While the project won't finish overnight, parts of the waterfront areas are expected to be usable by locals and tourists alike by 2026, especially pedestrian promenades by the water, green public spaces replacing unused port lots, and connectivity improvements to adjacent neighborhoods. This means your weekend strolls or bicycle rides will soon feel more scenic and connected to the city's identity rather than cut off from everyday life. New global-scale cultural infrastructure is on the horizon. Several large cultural venues are in development that aim to raise Busan's global profile. They include the Busan Opera House, a satellite branch of the Centre Pompidou, upgraded exhibition spaces at Bexco, including a third exhibition hall for convention and international events, and the new Lotte Tower being built in Nampodong. These projects are part of the long-term push to make Busan a cultural hub, not just a festival city. Even if some of these facilities aren't fully open by 2026, you'll see their construction progress visually change the skyline and cultural landscape, and local event calendars beginning to link programming to these upcoming venues. Busan's budget reflects big ambitions, nearly 18 trillion won for 2026. For 2026, Busan's main budget was set at about 17.933 trillion won, a 7.5% increase from 2025, with priorities including tourism, technology, culture, and global logistics. This isn't just a number. It means expanded welfare and public services, tech-forward investments including smart city infrastructure, tourism promotion, not just short-term events, and neighborhood improvements you'll notice in everyday life. In everyday terms, that means better parks, smoother transit projects, and more initiatives aimed at making Busan a comfortable place to live and visit. Smart city and innovation projects continue to accelerate. Busan is already ranked among the world's leading smart cities, and that momentum continues into 2026. The ongoing Eco-Delta Smart City pilot and the related digital infrastructure work will expand data-driven urban operation, mobility systems, and autonomous vehicle services. This translates into app-based real-time transportation updates, more intelligent traffic flow, and better integration of services like digital tourism passes. These changes may feel invisible at first, but they gradually make city navigation, services, and public interfaces easier to use, especially for those of us who live here year-round. Busan's startup and industry ecosystem is gaining traction. In late 2025, the city announced 90 leading companies that will drive 9 strategic industries, including digital tech, biohealth, future mobility, and marine innovation, supported with funding and preferential development benefits. That means more job opportunities in cutting-edge sectors, broader business networking events, and stronger support for both local and foreign entrepreneurs. For residents, this isn't abstract. It means more diverse career options, more co-working spaces, and a tech ecosystem that feels serious on a global scale. Local tourism zones are being redesigned, not just expanded. Busan isn't just adding attractions, it's redesigning existing spaces for better tourism flow. One example is around the traditional areas like Yeongdusan and Chigalchi markets, where city planners are integrating walking tourism routes and improved visitor facilities to make these classic spots easier to enjoy without crowding. This kind of improvement changes how people experience the city, less like navigating separate attractions and more like discovering an integrated cultural district. Boat tourism and marine experiences are expanding as part of the city's identity. Busan's strength as a maritime city is getting more attention. Cruise calls, marine events, and even water-based transit tours are expected to rise in 2026, building on the city's position as one of the world's key port cities. That means more cruise passengers docked at Busan Port, extended water tours and beaches like Gwangali and Haeundae, and new waterfront dining and leisure precincts. Marine tourism isn't just for visitors. Locals will find new reasons to explore the sea beyond the beach in 2026. So when people talk about what's coming to Busan in 2026, it's not about a single moment where everything suddenly changes. What's more likely is this. Projects that have been talked about for years will finally start to look usable, not just theoretical. Some spaces will open. Others will still be fenced off, but clearly moving forward. A few things will arrive later than planned, as they usually do. For people living here, the changes will probably show up in small ways. How easy it is to move around, where people spend time, which parts of the city feel active again, and which areas quietly improve without much attention. For visitors, Busan will feel a little more connected and a little less fragmented, but still very much like the same city. 2026 isn't a turning point in the dramatic sense. It's more of a continuation, the point where long-term plans start blending into everyday reality. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we hope to see you in the next one.